Hi, everyone. Dorothea Hendriks here, your coach in communication skills and in presentation skills. You've just finished giving a presentation, and now it's time for the Q&A. How do you feel? If you're like many of the clients that I've got, you'll say, whoa, I don't mind the presentation, but I don't like the Q&A session. And often when I'll ask, why is it that you don't like the Q&A session? People will say, well, what if I don't know the answer? Okay, really? Really? Let's step back and take another look at this. Let's take a look at you putting together, all of us who give presentations, putting it together. So you've been asked to give a presentation. Maybe it's because you're an expert on this particular topic. Maybe it's because you have a vast amount of knowledge, or maybe it's because you had an unusual, a unique experience, or it could be a combination of all three, but you've been asked to give a talk on this particular topic. The audience is really keen. They really want to hear what you've got to say. And maybe the audience really needs to hear what you've got to say. In any case, as a professional, as a speaker, as a presenter, you're focused. You are crystal clear in your message, and now you are primed to fully prepare, to be prepared in your content. Now, as we look at that content, in order to put it together, as the organizers of that content, as a speaker, as a presenter, we need to ask ourselves some questions. And some of those questions might be, oh, why is this audience interested in this topic? What could the audience learn about this topic? What do they need to know about this topic? Why would they want to know something about this topic? What could be unusual for them to find out? Why would they need to find out? Is there something in this topic that can help them move their life forward? Help them feel better about themselves? I don't know. There are a number of questions, variation of questions that you can ask. And the key thing here is that when you answer those questions, as you're putting your content together, those answers will be part of your content. Already we can see now that the Q&A is actually an extension, in a way, it's an extension of the presentation. It's not a standalone, not something separate, because the Q&A, what's involved in the Q&A actually comes out of the content that you're delivering. So as speakers, as presenters, here we are, we're sharing the information with our audience. And in turn, now in the Q&A, the audience is taking that information from what they understand or what they've heard, and they're coming back and asking questions of us, of the presenter, of the speaker. And how we answer them depends again on how we put that knowledge together. But it is a prime opportunity for every speaker to look at the Q&A as a prime opportunity to make sure that the audience is clear and fully understands what the speaker's been talking about, what the speaker's message is. We want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. And we can confirm that through the answering of questions. What if somebody has an objection? Again, the Q&A is the prime place, gives us opportunity to validate our points, show how we reached the decisions that we made, show how we can, or where the points to prove our points, prove the issues, whatever it is that we are delivering, whatever it is that we're talking about. So the Q&A helps actually clarify, and it helps confirm. It helps confirm our message, it helps review our content, and it helps validate our points. The Q&A is our platform, is every speaker and every presenter's platform. It's the time where we, I can't even talk right now, but where we can reinforce what we want our audience to walk away with, what we want them to think, what we want them to do, what we want them to feel, and what we want them to put into practice. Because the Q&A is actually a part of our presentation. Until next time, this is Dorothea Hendriks wishing you mountains of success.